Welcome to Redacted Tonight. This is the show where Americans in America covering American news are called foreign agents. This week was a big week, folks. I thought this day would never come, but we did it. This week, Joe Biden announced the end of combat missions in Iraq. This is incredible. Can you believe it? Combat operations in Iraq are over. A mere 10 years after President Obama said this.
Today, I can report that, as promised, the rest of our troops in Iraq will come home by the end of the year. After nearly 9 years, America's war in Iraq will be over.
I remember that day. Finding out the Iraq war was finally over. It's just touching. It's just incredible. It was just thrilling to hear, especially when just a year before that, President Obama had said this.
So tonight, I am announcing that the American combat mission in Iraq has ended. Operation Iraqi Freedom is over.
I remember that day, finding out that the Iraq war was finally over. Wow, just wow. Really, it brings a tear to your eye. The long, hard-fought war was finally over. Our men and women did not die in vain. Our hundreds of billions of dollars were not spent in vain. That was so good to hear. And to think that was just a scant 7 years after this.
Major combat operations in Iraq have ended. In the Battle of Iraq, the United States and our allies have prevailed.
I remember that day, finding out that the Iraq war was finally over. It's just so emotional to see us put an end to the violence. I mean, hearing a war, is over is a big deal. But to be able to end a war 4 times has just been truly, truly wonderful. We are such a peaceful nation. We were able to stop war in Iraq 4 times in the same country. No one else could do that. No one else could even dream to be that peaceful. I can't even think of a country that has ended war in Iraq once, much less 4 times. And to think that speech by George Bush came barely 13 years after this one by George Bush.
As Commander-in-Chief, I can report to you our armed forces fought with honor and valor. And as President, I can report to the nation, aggression is defeated, the war is over.
5 times! 5 times! That's a 5-peat right there. We've ended the war in Iraq 5 times. How beautiful is that? Anyone can end it once or twice, but 5 times, only us, only America. So with Biden ending combat missions in Iraq, again, I think it's time to review all of our achievements. We, the United States, we went in there, and in just 3 months, 6 months, a year, a little over 2 years. Okay, it was a shade longer than 5 years, or it was just some quick math. In just a shade under 20 or 30 years, we went in there and we saved, we helped, we stopped, we went in there 18 years ago and we toppled Saddam Hussein. Yeah! Many years ago. That was many years ago. Since then, we have totally brought down or built up something and found weapons of mass. No, never did that. But we went in there. We went in there. We went in there. Point is, it's over. And as Joe Biden has said, it is over, except for the mercenaries and drone bombs and puppet governments. But you can't blame us for keeping that stuff going. Everybody does that stuff. I mean, it's like picking your nose, you know. Everyone denies it, but when you're home alone, You'll drop a drone bomb on a wedding party, right? I mean, who doesn't? Okay, seriously though, this announcement that we're ending combat operations in Iraq, it actually reveals a lot about the American empire. It reveals that the same shit goes on no matter who's in that Oval Office. They all pretend they're ending war. They all pretend we're doing something just and noble while we're at war. They all pretend they're making rational, brave decisions. But no matter who's in that top spot, it's all bullshit. It's just a bad movie on repeat, and you try and stop it, and you're mashing the buttons on the remote, and you can't get it, and it won't stop, and you're yanking knobs off the TV because you refuse to buy a modern TV, and you're ripping knobs, or ripping wires out of the wall, and it just keeps playing. It never stops playing. This moment also reveals yet again that our mainstream media will trip over themselves to carry water for lying presidents and military goons. They will run around licking boots and touting this announcement from Biden as important, as exciting, while never mentioning that we've ended combat operations in Iraq over and over and over and over again. They don't tell you that, both because they're fucking idiots and because they know their jobs rest on pushing propaganda for the empire. They are meaningless clowns. And moments like this yet again prove it. So that being said, I can't wait for the year 2025 when President The Rock will announce the end of combat operations in Iraq. It takes a rock to know Iraq. Coming to you from Washington, D.C., the belly of the beast, this is Redacted Tonight.